Rice, one of the biggest and up-and-coming coaches area as far as assistant goes. He's the wide receivers coach as well as the recruiting liaison here at Omaha Westside, is going to join us at 6:30. Katie Moore is our very first dance team coach to join us at one of these events. We're very excited to talk to her and one of her seniors tonight. And then Todd Johnson, there's a new project going on here at Westside that we're very excited to talk about. There's an addition being added on to the pool area. They're going to expand the diving and swimming facilities as well. We're going to talk about that at 7:30. Also, I don't know if you've heard this, John. There's a big football game going on Sunday that we've got to break down.
Which one is
as
it?
Well, the Pro Bowl. No, that was last week.
Yeah,
we'll give you those details about the name of that game later in the show.
Never heard of her.
There is some movement in the coaching carousel in the college football ranks. Chip Kelly, who it's one of the most intriguing stories of the entire football season up until this point. Before the USC game, there was rumors that he was going to be fired after the USC game. And I remember I was on with Gary Sharp in the morning one morning, and I said, yeah, but what happens if he wins?
Yeah.
You can't fire a head coach that's won back-to-back eight games in back-to-back seasons and has beaten your crosstown rival 2 out of 3 seasons. What happens then? Well, they accidentally go out and beat USC, and then all is quiet on the Western Front as far as UCLA goes. The move to the Big Ten happens. It's all sunshine and rainbows. We need Chip Kelly to help usher us into this new Big Ten era. And then it comes out today that Bill O'Brien has taken the job at Boston College that obviously has been left vacant as the head coach there. Chip Kelly is leaving a head coaching position at UCLA to take the Ohio State offensive coordinator job. How concerned are you if you're Bruins fans right now?
I think you should be very concerned. It's just such an odd situation to have a coach leave his head coaching post for an offensive coordinator post in the same conference.
Yeah, in college football.
Not just in college football, in the same conference. It's not like, well, I'm a head coach in the Mountain West and I have a chance to be a Big Ten offensive. No, this is Big Ten to Big Ten. This isn't even like, well, I'm the head coach at Northwestern, but I have a chance to be the OC at Michigan, right?
Yeah.
No, this is like, I don't want to say that UCLA is comparable to Ohio State. Ohio State's one of the 3 or 4 top programs in the country on a year-to-year basis. UCLA is not that, but it is. They are a Power 5, have always been a Power 5 caliber team that has, a storied history. This is just very, very weird.
Yeah.
And it tells me that there's something sour behind the scenes in the relationship.
There was a Sports Illustrated article that came out a year and a half ago now to this point that had the financials and the financial struggles of UCLA, and they're $39 million in debt essentially for their athletic programs now. Big Ten money is going to fix that a little bit.
It's going to fix a lot of those problems.
I wonder how much of that is Chip Kelly, who all seems to signs point to him being a very intelligent human being, looked at that and went, okay, well then how's my paycheck getting taken care of? And wondering about how the financials at UCLA are even, if they couldn't establish themselves at this point. It's not like they're, like, to your point, they're not leaving the Mountain West Conference. They're leaving the Pac-12. They've had TV rights money up until this point that they were getting more than not more, but close enough to $39 million a year for. So I really wonder how much of this is that side of it, and also looking at how well do we think UCLA has a seat at the table when it comes to the big boy discussion about where college football is headed?
The other thing about this whole situation is Chip Kelly also strikes me as a guy who can rub people the wrong way.
Oh yeah, they hated him out there.
Yeah, he's not an easy guy to get along with, I don't think. I don't have a definite frame of reference, but you just hear rumblings
as
and
a
murmurs.
49ers fan, didn't love him.
Yeah, it just seems like this is a guy who can get on people's nerves. He's a guy who might be a bit prickly. He wants to do things a certain way, and that can sour a relationship really quickly. And if you've soured a relationship with your bosses, and they're like, no, you need to fix these things, it also seems like he's kind of the guy that's like, well, I'm out the door then.
So, I mean, this is kind of a topical thing in football in general right now, because I think about Kirk Ferentz having to fire his offensive coordinator after winning 10 games. And I think about...
And Chip Kelly applied for that job, apparently.
And I think about the spot that UCLA was in before Chip Kelly got there, right?
They were bad.
He has left it better than he found it. and they want him out. Like and it just seems like for whatever reason, winning in football isn't good enough. You have to win, and it has to look sexy in a sort of way that's appeasing to the boosters, and you got to sell tickets, or else it doesn't matter how many games you won.
Yeah,
we don't want you here.
Well, I mean, famously, Scott Frost and Chip Kelly were hired in the same year.
Right.
One of those coaches didn't make it through year 5, and Chip Kelly made it through year 6 and decided to leave of his own volition.
Right.
So, man, I don't know. I mean, and look, Nebraska and UCLA were kind of in the same place when those two hires were made.
Yeah.
And UCLA is markedly better off now.
Lincoln Riley, two out of 3 times.
They're in a markedly better place now than when he got there. And is Nebraska in any better of a place? Now you could make the argument that with Matt Rule, the future's brighter. But at the current time, is Nebraska any better off than when Mike Riley was fired? Like,
no, not at all.
Not really.
Yeah, they've made it to as many bowl games as Mike Riley did in his last year combined, basically. And let me retract one statement there. He beat Lincoln Riley once. The other time was against Clay Helton. But it's going to be really interesting to see if this becomes a trend. This feels like a one-off thing because of the UCLA situation. Whatever it is, like it also feels like there's something we don't know yet. Also,
yes,
it's very, very weird. I mean.
UCLA did the right thing and came out and said, we thank Chip Kelly for his years of service and the things he did. And they played it.
We wish he'd have left sooner.
I mean, they played it very professional.
Yeah. It kind of feel like anytime we see something like this, it usually feels like followed by NCAA sanctions that are probably going to prohibit some things from happening.
The other thing that's been weird about this whole situation is how late we are in the cycle.
February. You had a whole signing day was a week ago,
and the carousel's still spinning. Like Jeff Hafley leaves. Who thought that Jeff Hafley leaving for Boston College
was the
for
domino
the Packers
we needed. Yeah.
was the domino that was going to send everything in motion, right? Like Bill O'Brien's been the OC at Ohio State since January.
Yeah, for a month and a half.
Now he's the head coach at Boston College.
And that's the other thing. Julian Sayin, the 5-star quarterback from Alabama who transferred to Ohio State, parents are very upset about this. They said they wouldn't even have left Alabama if they would have known Bill O'Brien wasn't going to be there. Like, it's one thing for your OC to leave after 9 months and a whole full season. He didn't even last a month and a half in Ohio. And I mean, I think it's a good pickup for Boston College. But the other domino that we haven't talked about yet is who takes that that UCLA job. Now, a couple names have been thrown out there, and one is PJ Fleck, and that's really interesting to me.
But he's also like a quirky personality.
He's Chip Kelly 2.0. Like, you're essentially getting the same personality.
He's like Chip Kelly on acid is what he is. But how does that play with the UCLA market? Like how are the fans going to react to row the boat?
Probably not well. I mean, but I don't know. He kind of has that West Coast guy vibe to him too.
See, I don't think so.
Does he retire the quarter zip in LA?
Well, and to be fair, John, PJ Fleck fits in with kind of the mindset and the mentality that UCLA has been portrayed as throughout the years, is kind of like this fun-loving, good time, like we're the university for peace, love, and equality and whatnot. And PJ Fleck is, for all of his weird clapping during meetings, he is a positive guy.
Will Bill Walton be on the sideline rowing the boat?
I'll give you that he's positive, but I don't know that he is.
I'm positive he's a weird guy.
Granola and sandals, peace, love, and chicken grease guy. Like, I don't think that's PJ Fleck at all. PJ Fleck is like,
gives off granola, sandals, peace, love, and chicken grease kind of guy.
I
get that
so.
Vibe.
I think he's like ultra intense, hyper focused, can't shut off. There's no off button. Like, and that's not LA at all.
Have you ever heard Bill Walton give a speech?
Yeah.
Bill Walton is not ultra intense, never has an off button. He goes on mushroom trips for crying out loud. That's the ultimate off button.
He takes 9 months of
I don't
Grateful
think you
Dead
know what
visits.
that off button looks like.
The other domino that we could talk about is obviously the connection. Not that PJ Fleck isn't connected to Nebraska. There's a bigger connection. Obviously, Tony White's a UCLA grad. There was a lot of consideration, or maybe not from his standpoint, but there's a lot of people that thought he may have been considered for that USC defensive coordinator position. There was a lot of people that thought he may have taken the Syracuse job. You've kept your coaching staff up until this point, which seems like it should have been long enough, but that's his alma mater. Tony White is a UCLA grad. Give me a percentage on Tony White ending up being the next head coach at UCLA.
This late in the cycle, I think he's shown the kind of loyalty already to Matt Rule that I don't think it's very likely.
Yeah, that's the other thing is he's got to want the job too.
Yeah.
And it is different when it's home and it matters a little bit more. But I said yesterday on USC that would be my first call if I was trying to fill that position.
The results that he's
doesn't
produced.
that doesn't necessarily mean because it's worked in the Big Ten. And I think that matters. But we'll see how that all shakes out. We're live from Omaha West Side here over off 89th and Pacific tonight for Millard South at West Side tonight. If you missed the opening segment, check it out, soundcloud.com/after-hours1620 was brought to you by Caddyshack Bar and Grill. They've got two great locations, 117th in Blonde or 180th in Harrison. It's wing night tonight. Head over to our Twitter page at after-hours1620. Retweet the gif of our wings. Follow us. Follow at Caddyshack Omaha. We will enter you in the drawing to win a $25 gift card to Caddyshack Bar and Grill tonight. It's the official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone. We're talking West Side volleyball when we come back here on The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. We all know that Jerry Ryan is the premier suit buying experience in the Midwest, but you know Jerry Ryan is also the exclusive retailer for brands like Mizard and Maine and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear on 78th and Dodge. Get your suit game right. Make sure your closet looks good this spring as well.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Partly cloudy skies for your Friday night and temperatures dropping into the 30s. Clear skies to start tomorrow with a few clouds filtering in throughout the day with a light breeze and a high temperature tomorrow in the mid-40s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV News Watch 7.
Or on the field, track, or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
Graduation season will be here before you know it, and you can have the 402 barbecue truck come to your party or event you're hosting. Stop by the Brick and Mortar on 84th and Spring and try the food. Then, when you get the craving, come back and book the food truck to be the caterer for your event. Graduations, company outings, community events, they do it all. 402 Barbecue at 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by today and grab lunch.
It's cold, it's windy, you're stuck inside, but not for long. Spring will be here before you know it. And if you want to get off the couch and enjoy the outdoors when the mercury starts to rise, head over to ForsmansFinest.com today. Let the finest deck builders in the Omaha area come build you an outdoor experience you will love. A deck, a patio with a cover, there isn't much Forsman's can't do. Check out ForsmansFinest.com and have your dream outdoor experience in 2024.
It's history in the making as the Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, continue their inaugural season as they hit the road for the first time with trips to Grand Rapids and Vegas. They're back home at the CHI Health Center on the 18th to host the Orlando Valkyries. Secure your tickets and get to know your Supernovas by visiting supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to boosting reviews, fixing maps, to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $99 special offer. Click fixmygbp.com for more details.
Looking for a sweet treat that will transport you back into time? Look no further than Ted and Wally's. With 2 convenient locations in Benson and the Old Market, it's the perfect place to satisfy your cravings. Whether you're downtown or in Benson, make sure to stop in. And if you're catching a basketball game, why not indulge in a delicious dessert afterwards? With over 3,000 flavors to choose from, there's something for everyone. Don't forget to check out our social media for daily flavors. Ted and Wally's, serving up nostalgia at its finest for over 35 years. Visit tedandwallys.com for more information.
A wise nation honors and learns from its past. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. February is Black History Month, a celebration of the contributions that African Americans have made to American history in their struggles for freedom and equality. Knowledge is our strongest tool against injustice. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Team on a Friday night here live from Westside High School. We're brought to you by Bellevue University. You can head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, and become a Bruin tonight. We're talking Westside volleyball. The head coach himself, Andrew Worley, joins us now, and he's joined by Ashton Paymal and then Tatum Godinez. Ladies and Coach, thank you very much for being here tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Coach, we're going to start with you. You won 7 of the last 8, including that 3-1 win over Grand Island in the state tournament before running into the hottest team in state. Papio just got healthy and hot at the right time. What was clicking about this team at the end of the season?
You know, this is my first year, and I think ultimately it was just everything coming together at one time. I mean, we started at the beginning of the year. We had to replace, 2 all-state, super state players, along with an entire cast of seniors who graduated, and it just took a lot of time to get everything moving. At the end of the year, our blocking and our defense really held its own, and really our senior leadership was what drove us down the stretch. We lost a Division I setter to an ACL tear halfway through the season with about a month left, and literally had 24 hours to turn around, and our seniors stepped up, and it was pretty cool to see the way everything came together down the stretch.
And Coach, I read the story of how you became a volleyball coach, and I thought it was so fascinating because it was one of those, like, you never know where life is going to take you kind of thing. So just explain how you became a volleyball coach and how that whole process started for you.
Yeah, well, funny enough, like, I grew up under some pretty challenging circumstances.
Sure.
My dad was in and out of jail. Grew up poor.
Yeah.
Right.
We have
Didn't have a lot of confidence. What's that?
We have the same dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was just tough. You know, the cycle of abuse in and out of domestic abuse shelters. You know, It wasn't really until a coach came beside me and told me I could be something special that I really started to grow into the person I am today. You know, and it was really through that experience I decided I wanted to coach. I started coaching in high school, actually. I started coaching football in high school with middle school kids. Ash and Tatum here coach volleyball right now at a club, which is super cool. My wife and I got married young. She was an incredible volleyball player. She's going to not play her senior year, and the volleyball coach asked me if I would run their strength and conditioning and drive the bus. So I drove the bus and I ran workouts. And after that experience, the assistant coach got super pregnant the next year and was on bed rest. And coach asked me to enter balls and play, and literally it was just one day after another. You know, at first it was learning how to hit a ball, and then it was learning everything I could about the sport. That next summer, I contacted every major program I could in the country, Stanford, Texas, USC, all over the place. And I literally was on a cycle all over the country, observing, learning, sitting at the table, listening to other coaches, taking notes. Came back. One of those coaches got a hold of me, invited me to apply to be a volunteer in the USA High Performance Pipeline. I did that. Started very bottom, observing, working my way through. And then I got asked to come back the next year to be an assistant coach, and I got asked to come back the next year and run a program camp. And I got asked to come back the next year and be a coach for one of their biggest camps that they have all year.
Clearly doing something right.
Yeah. And then by the time I was done, I had worked my way up the pipeline. I was the head coach for one of our USA junior national teams. Got to compete against all kinds of international teams from China to Brazil to Puerto Rico.
What was your favorite stop?
Geez. My favorite match was probably the match against the Puerto Ricans, just simply because we got like destroyed the first 2 sets and we managed to reverse sweep them and come back and win the gold medal, and must have been 2016. But during that process, I always thought I wanted to coach college. And at the end of the day, like there's a lot of rules about working with potential student athletes and coaching college. And at the time I had worked my way into a partnership locally at one of the local volleyball clubs, Nebraska Elite Volleyball. And it's just been awesome. It's been awesome to work with young people. I've had the privilege of coaching volleyball at Marion, at Scott. I was the head coach at Duchesne. We played for a couple state championships, and then Fremont in here. So it's been an incredible journey, and it's been awesome.
I just love that story from bus driver to assistant coach. It's such a great journey.
It's one of those things that, when you coach, if you've never coached before, you never know how time consuming it is, right? They just roll out of volleyball, and then we're just here, and there's like probably 1 or 2 practices a week. We could do this. And then when you get into it, it's one of the you can either sink or you could swim, and it becomes addictive, and you want that repetition, and you want to be a part of the process. And I think that's what more than knowing how to teach somebody how to hit a ball or where to be on a block or slide this way if you're blocking the net. Do you want to learn those things? Do you want to teach those things? I think that's as important as actually knowing the game itself.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. I mean, it's a lifestyle. I don't think most people realize how much coaching is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm just thankful that I've got a really supportive wife that understands sports, because it's a rabbit hole at times. And when you coach year round, when you go from club to indoor to beach season back to high school season, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's incredible what volleyball is in Nebraska.
When we talk about beach season, coaching at the Olympics, coaching college basketball, doing the high school thing, who made fun of your wardrobe more?
Oh, goodness. Every teenage girl on earth. The amount of grout fits I wear, it's awful.
We talked about the end of last season. How do you take that momentum from what you had this year in year one and kind of transition in next season? And what are the positive things you can take away from this season?
Oh, I'm excited. We have great talent in our gym. One of the things I'm most excited about is last year we spent a lot of time developing our systems. And I felt like that was really the culmination of the end of the year. I mean, if you look at the difference in our team from day one to the last day, it was really second chance opportunities. We did a much better job slowing down the ball when we were blocking. We did a much better job covering and getting second chance opportunities. I just feel like culturally we're right where we need to be. I felt like, and I'll let the girls speak to this, but it was really a process this year. I mean, it took some time to install not only the volleyball systems, but also the way that we want to attack the sport mentally, because that's a really big deal when we talk about volleyball.
And
right?
that's where I want to go, because you're a doctor of performance psychology, and just down the road, there's a volleyball coach in Kirsten Berthal Booth, who has put a big focus on the mental side of the game. They've created an app. They've done so much work on the mental aspect. And it seems like volleyball coaches around the country are taking a huge stock in the mental part of the game. And I just wonder, is there something about volleyball that has made it the breeding ground for all these mental training techniques and apps and all of this focus on it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the things that's a little bit different in our sport is just the need for resilience. I mean, you can talk about that in other sports, but when you look at volleyball, 80% of the points are determined because somebody just made an error, right? You miss a serve, you shank a ball goes off your block, right? So when you're playing a 5-set match, and in today's world, right, like we're in this place where everybody's so concerned about their image and so concerned about social media that we're seeing a generation of young people that really have an incredible fear of failure. I mean, that fear of failure is it's over the 20 years I've been involved in sport, this generation struggles with that more than any other generation. And I firmly believe that's due to social media. But when you start looking at volleyball as a whole and the mental training piece of it, I think it's really about resilience training. My dissertation actually wrote a 200-page book about teaching young people mental toughness. I mean, that's the space I live in, right?
Yeah.
So I believe that, when you look at Nebraska and you look at Creighton and you look at Texas, right? All of those programs understand that really at a certain physical level, you're only going to be able to jump so high, right? You're only going to be able to be so fast, right? But
you're
really,
only going to be so tall.
You're only going to be so tall. And at the end of the day, it's really going to be the mental game that determines who's most efficient, who's going to win the points that matter at the end of the match. And that's, I mean, in my opinion, that is why mental training has become such a huge deal in our sport.
Yeah.
We're talking to Andrew Worley, the head coach of the Westside Volleyball program. We tricked you into thinking he was just a bus driver at the start of this. He's actually got a doctorate at the end. One thing before we move on to the players, what do you think about the addition of the Omaha Supernovas and the World Volleyball Federation?
Oh, it's awesome. I'm excited because just having been involved on the international side, most people don't realize that volleyball is really the second most popular sport in the world, right? Like you go over to Russia or down to Brazil, those arenas are filled every like 3 times a week with 20 to 30,000 people banging on pots and pans. I mean, it's just crazy what the international community is like. And to be able to keep some of our best players here at home and to give them an opportunity to compete is incredible. I mean, I've personally gone down and I got to watch a game. I got to watch the game against San Diego.
The second one, yeah.
Yep. And it was a great game. I mean, it was. Now, it's going to be fun to see what that league looks like after this Olympic quad, because I think a lot of those Olympians, those Olympic hopefuls, they're still playing internationally or they're preparing to get to the Olympic tryouts. So our absolute best players aren't here right now. And after this Olympic quad's over, it'll be interesting to see how many of those players come home to play that next year.
Right on.
Coach, thank you for your time. Now we'll go over to your players. Ashlyn Paymal, joins us tonight as well. As a junior this season, you make an all-state tournament team. You win the Midwest battle with Team Nebraska as well. And then you help Westside make a run to a state tournament. How do you sum up this year?
I think fully, like, this year was just so special and everybody had such a great bond. And even the coaches saw that from the sidelines, that we had such a positive atmosphere as a team on and off the court. And we just worked so hard throughout the whole season. And it was just special to be a part of this team. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. And bringing the confidence from working with the Midwest battle and some of those girls that are the best in the state.
Those jerseys were sweet, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Nice fits.
I know. It brings confidence to be able to play in state tournaments and stuff like that with this team.
So you were at Burke.
Yes.
You transferred to Westside. What went into that decision and what made Westside the right place for you?
Obviously, Andrew brought up the idea of me coming here, and I've had him coach me back at 14s. So it definitely was, on the coaching side, a big part of it, because I love getting coached by him, and he definitely brings my level of play up so much. And it was just a great opportunity athletically and academically as well to finish out my next 2 years.
You brought it up. You get to run it back one more time. What are the goals for next season?
Obviously, I would like to win a state championship, and I think everybody believes that on our team as well, that we can do that next year. And I just want to be the positive person that can lead this team.
What does your off season look like? You talked about playing with the Nebraska Midwest battle team, but what are you doing this summer?
Right now we're at club, so we're working on national qualifiers and stuff. We'll have our nationals around June, and then I'm going to go back to the Midwest battle and do a tournament with them.
Run it back, win another one of those too?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
They already asked me to be captain, so I'll be captain
Oh,
of that
excellent.
team.
Congratulations.
Yep. And then high school starts up in July, and we're doing some camps and stuff. And then we'll get. I work out 4 days a week right now at 5:45 a.m. So
They never stop coaching.
Nope. I've been getting in the grind already with the workouts on top of volleyball.
Fantastic.
That's great. You made a commitment to Creighton. When you were looking for a place to play at the next level, what were those priorities? What were you looking for?
Obviously, having support super close to home from friends and family is a big thing. That atmosphere at Creighton is just so amazing, and having such a big fan base there that can fill up DJ Sokol every single time they play is a big thing for me. And then the coaching as well. Booth has been there for years upon years, and they just have a super supportive coaching staff that I know I'm going to love, and the girls are going to be amazing as well.
I host the Creighton Athletics Hour on Thursday nights, and I finish every coach's interview with, is there a coach at Creighton that helps you kind of bounce things off or keep things kind of in perspective? Mac, Johnny Torres, Jim Flannery, and I can't remember the other coach with, all responded with, Well, Kirsten is awesome. Like, and that's
Yes.
she's fantastic, and I'm excited for you to do that. Was there any part of staying close to home that kind of helped with the Creighton decision as well?
At the beginning of my recruiting season, I always said I wanted to go like super far away, but
Sure.
just getting that opportunity to play in Omaha and having my fan base so close to me and just getting the opportunities that I wouldn't get anywhere else.
Well, thank you for taking this opportunity and being here tonight. We greatly appreciate it. We'll go over.
Thank you.
We'll go over to Tatum. Tatum Godinez joins us here as well. We're live from Omaha West Side tonight, talking to their volleyball program. Tatum, for you, it's your final year in a West Side uniform. You wrap up your volleyball career. You've ran track your whole high school career as well. Is that the plan this year as well?
Yeah. Right after volleyball, like 2 weeks, I think is what we have to take for like a break. We started preseason, so still getting after that right now. And then February 28th is the start.
Does your mom miss an event?
What?
Does your mom ever miss an event? She's been hovering around here this whole time.
Oh gosh. I can't say they've ever missed anything. No.
All right. So your mom, and what's your mom's name?
Kim.
Kim, shout out to Kim. Thank you for stopping by.
So doing a little preparation for the interview today, I checked your social media, and it's just filled with you cheering for and celebrating other athletes. And in this era of like constant self-promotion, I just wonder where that attitude for you comes from. Where does that positivity and that encouragement, where does that reside for you?
I think, well, first off, I think I love, that's awesome that that's what you see. I kind of just like want people to know that about me. Like, I love being happy for my friends. I love seeing people succeed. I think it just kind of feeds me to be positive and happy. Like, I see my friends working hard, my teammates working hard. So when they get what they deserve, I should praise them, right? Like, everyone deserves all that success. So I think it's cool. And I've always been taught kind of in the household, like, you're always happy for others. My family's super supportive of me. So I feel like I can be supportive of all my friends and family.
Hopefully your friends are supportive of you as well, because you've made your
Very.
college decision as well. You're headed off to the University of Sioux Falls. What led you to choosing the Cougars?
Yeah. So actually, he wasn't even on my first radar at June 15th, but he contacted me kind of later, and I was like, I wonder if this is going to take as long. But I literally had 3 calls with him in that first week, and he was like, we got to get you on campus. So I was the first 24 that visited, and a big part of it was he just made me feel super wanted there. And it's kind of cool
You keep
to
saying
feel
he,
wanted.
you're talking about the coach.
My coach,
not
yes,
Cooper,
Dan.
not Cooper the Cougar himself, but Coach Dan. Okay,
I mean,
all right.
maybe.
Yeah,
No.
all right. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, Coach Dan, he's awesome. So I had a great visit, met all the girls. So I had a super great time. I feel like I fit in with the team great, and it will be just a great experience. The program's growing, so I can't wait to be part of that and make a difference there.
And the plan is to do volleyball and track
Yes.
at Sioux Falls. So I'm just wondering, what are you going to do with all your free time when you're up there in Sioux Falls?
There probably won't be much of it, but I like to stay busy. So, part of why I picked Sioux Falls is it's not too far from home, but it's also a good distance from home.
Harder
so,
for mom to hover around that.
right. Yeah, exactly. So I could go home if I wanted, but I think the town is great there. There's lots to do. So I'm going to enjoy hanging out with friends and just exploring the town of Sioux Falls.
Well, congrats on all your success at
Thank
West Side.
you.
I got one more.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any wardrobe tips for Coach? We were talking about that a little earlier.
Rate his outfit. One to
Okay,
10.
today's not bad. The hat
Okay.
matches the pants and the sweatshirt, so I'm gonna give it say a 6.5 out of 10 today.
Okay,
Pretty
all
good,
right, all
pretty
right.
good.
What
we
about
dare
when,
you-
what
do we
about
dare
when
you
the
to stand
pants
up,
are
or-
when the pants are rolled up to the knees and
That's on us for doing
Okay.
that.
Ah, okay.
It was bad game, he gets heated, has to pull the pants up, so that's on us. So, but I would rate that probably a 1 out of 10. Not too good,
okay.
but his game day fits they were pretty good.
all right.
Coach, we'll go back over to you to wrap this up, and we're talking to the Omaha West Side volleyball team. Their head coach, Andrew Worley, joined us tonight. For you, when we talk about the offseason with these guys, club volleyball, heading off to college, what does the offseason look like for you personally?
Oh goodness, there's not an off season in our sport anymore.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy. We had tryouts for club the day after the state championship, right? So last weekend I was in Minneapolis with my club team, Nebraska Elite 15 Revolution. We won the Northern Lights qualifier, so now
That's why I asked. I was setting them up the other
So
day.
now we are preparing to get to, and actually on that team we have one of our own, Carrington Snyder, who actually stepped in as a freshman, had an excellent indoor season. I mean, replacing a Division I setter, pretty cool. But she plays for me club-wise, so now we're getting ready for nationals in Vegas. And the crazy thing about that is we will start our high school off season sometime in May. Obviously, the kids are already lifting and getting after it, but we're going to start full on in May because we try not to overlap too much with club.
Sure.
And during that time, I'm still trying to balance beach volleyball because I'm the rep for USA Volleyball here in Nebraska. So we run a bunch of tournaments. I'm traveling all over the country with that. And then we have high school going and club finishing up. And then I start back up in the beginning of August. I mean, it's just, there's no off season anymore in our sport. It's crazy.
Let's get you out of here so you can go take care of other things because apparently you're busy. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys very much for being here tonight. We caught up with the Omaha Westside volleyball team. And if you missed their segment tonight, you can check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by 402 Barbecue. You can stop by 3027 South 84th Street Monday through Saturday from 11 to 6. Try mine and John's personal favorite. It's the Cadillac sandwich. It's brisket. It's pork. Stopped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Make sure you mention to Kelly and the team. You heard about them on After Hours. She's going to throw in a free soda with the purchase and the mention of our show. It's 402 Barbecue, 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by tomorrow and grab lunch. Not only does Westside have an elite volleyball team, that football team they did all right this season as well. We're going to talk to Tyler Rice, the assistant wide receiver coach. We come back. You got 16-20 The Zone.
Hey, everybody. John here. Hey, can you hear the wind whistling through your windows in your house? That's not good because warmer temperatures are on the way. And when those thunderstorms hit, you're going to have buckets in the living room, and nobody wants buckets in the living room. So let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come out, take care of your roof, your gutters, and yes, your windows and your siding. They do it all at Pyramid Roof Contractors. And at Pyramid Roof, you never have to settle for less. So head over to pyramidroof.com and book a free estimate tonight.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at BUBruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
There's never been a better time to choose a new career path than right now. Hi, I'm Tracy with Papillion Sanitation. If you're at a point in your life where you want a career, not a job, Papillion Sanitation is the place for you. From 401k options to opportunities for career advancement, come make Papillion Sanitation your future. Check out papillion-sanitation.com today to apply and make a change for the better. Papillion Sanitation, equal opportunity employer.
It's cold, it's windy, you're stuck inside, but not for long. Spring will be here before you know it. And if you want to get off the couch and enjoy the outdoors when the mercury starts to rise, head over to Foresman'sFinest.com today. Let the finest deck builders in the Omaha area come build you an outdoor experience you will love. A deck, a patio with a cover, there isn't much Forsman's can't do. Check out Foresman'sFinest.com and have your dream outdoor experience in 2024.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to boosting reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $99 special offer. Click fixmygbp.com for more details.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
It's history in the making as the Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, continue their inaugural season as they hit the road for the first time with trips to Grand Rapids and Vegas. They're back home at the CHI Health Center on the 18th to host the Orlando Valkyries. Secure your tickets and get to know your Supernovas by visiting supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
.643 on a Friday night. We're live from Westside High School. We're brought to you by Bellevue University. You can head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes tonight, and become a Bruin. Somebody that knows something about being a liaison between high schools and colleges is a gentleman that joins us right now. It's Tyler Rice. He's the wide receivers coach for Omaha Westside. We're under Paul Lamanji. He's also the recruiting court or the liaison for recruiting as well here at Omaha Westside. Your job's getting easier. You're winning back-to-back national championships, and with that comes a high level of talent. You guys had a really good quarterback. You work with the wide receivers. You have some experience with a freshman quarterback now who's going to be playing a little bit next year as well. How much time do your guys get to work with the 2s and the 3s when you have a guy like an Anthony Rizak at quarterback?
Yeah, so it's kind of tough, right? You want to build that chemistry between Anthony and his starting guys out there, but I mean, there's days where we gotta slow Anthony down and we give Braylon some reps out there because you gotta build up for the future. And so some of the times we on like scrappy team, that's what we call our scout team. We have Braylon go with the ones, and have the ones give our defense a good look because iron sharpens iron, right? You want your best playing your best, and so we'll give Braylon those opportunities to throw the ball to Keenan Cotton or throw the ball to Caleb Benning against some of those guys. But I mean, it's really hard. It's just all load management with some of these guys. And I think Braylon picked up, it's hard going from 8th grade, right? And he's a freshman and he's practicing with varsity guys, right? 17-year-olds,
the best team in the state.
Yeah, the best players. And he's trying to throw a post ball on Caleb Benning, and Caleb Benning's one-handed interception. That's just tough,
Probably high steps it back to him.
Right, yeah, and then hands it back to him, and it's nuts. And I think
those
Braylon,
are things that'll pay out.
Yes.
In the long run.
Oh, in the long run, big time. And Braylon has a good backing with his father and his mom. And
who's his dad?
Who is his dad, right? Yeah, some bum that played for the Packers, right? So Steve, and he hones in. He's breaking down film, and he got to sit behind Anthony in film sessions. It's just good things that Anthony did. Anthony is a role model by just leading by his actions more than talking. At times, but. I mean, Braylon sat back, learned it all from him, and it's going to be growing pains next year, but I think they're going to be fine. Keenan Cotton is taking him under his wing, and they're able to communicate without even talking now, and it's pretty cool to see. So I think Braylon's it's going to be a hard transition at the beginning just because it's hard. You have your back-to-back quarterback, right? That was your state champion, and he led us his sophomore year, and it was a heartbreaking loss, but he took that with stride, and we built from that, and we just got stronger as a unit. And I think just having Braylon come in and learn from him is going to be a pretty good future, really big, bright future for him.
So I've been covering high school football in Omaha for more than 10 years now. And I remember about 10 years ago, Westside was kind of like a middle of the pack Class A team, good, but not like championship level, make it to the state tournament, maybe not win a game. What transformed this football program into the dominant force in Class A football?
So I really think Coach Freund, when he took over in I think 2009 or so, they went like 1-8, I think, and they were actually one loss away from making the playoffs, supposedly by points. Apparently, I don't know. Don't take me like word for word on that, but that's from what I heard.
I was on the Junior Warriors Little League coaching staff.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
That's
It was
true.
The weirdest
That's
thing. The way
crazy.
the math worked out.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
I mean,
I believe they needed Central to lose. And they did.
Really? Yeah. It was just weird. When I heard that, I was shocked actually, because I was like a 1-8 team maker or 2-8, it's just or 2-7. That'd be just nuts. But I think that was a year. It was it was a new coach, new system, and I think he tried to implement a little bit of more culture. So he's like the foundation of what's going on right now, right? He implemented some things that it's unique to me, from the Warrior Creed before games, from our tunnel walk going out to the field. I mean, there's a lot of backing behind the boosters and the community that it just built this strong, this strong culture that we got going on. And I really want to say Coach Freund really implemented that. And then with Coach Lamanji coming in and that, and then some new coach then, right? Coach Freund was there for 10, 12 years, right? And Coach Lamanji comes in, he's taken over the reins after this team was just in the state championship, right? And he had a dominant junior class, right? So what Coach Lamanji did was amazing. He took everything in, and he put his little twist on it, but he didn't change anything. He did a little bit, but not crazy. And everyone bought into his culture, the ET mentality, the coaching staff. There wasn't really that many moves in the coaching staff. We're pretty loyal to this community and this team. And it was awesome how we all meshed really, really well. It's cool. It's really cool. I have nothing but good things to say about that.
I'm going to hijack the segment for a little bit because I just got really mad because Bo Ryan just walked behind you a second ago. and we were talking off air about guys that got potential and sky's the limit for a lot of guys in your locker room right now. When you have a guy like Bo Ryan, when you have a guy like Anthony Rezick, when you have a guy like Caleb Benning, who for my money is, and I'm not saying this because his mom was just standing here, but when you have a guy like that who isn't getting the respect from the powers that be at Rivals or On 3 or whoever it is, for you, what you do, how frustrating is that when certain kids have the best tape that they possibly can, they're doing things all the right way in the community, and then somebody in Manhattan, Kansas tells you that they're only a 2-star player? How frustrating is that for you personally?
I mean, it is frustrating. If you kind of feel helpless at times, right?
Sure.
You're doing everything you can possibly do, and you're just not getting the looks.
And so are they.
Yeah. And it's just unreal. They're going to the university. They're going to camps. Coaches like, come see me at the camp. If you perform well, you'll get an offer. And the kid will go there and then not come out with an offer. For example, Jalen Lloyd, right? Fast guy. Right, long jumper, triple jump champion, right? And he's down in Nebraska. Well, he went to a school. They said, if you come to camp and you run a 4.4 or 4.4 lower, we'll offer you. He did it, right? Nothing. Very frustrating, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes through the whole season, very little looks, right? And then you get a new coach who comes in with a different mentality. He wants athleticism, and he sees what Jalen can do on the field. And Jalen did that with 11 games, not a full season, or 12 games because he got hurt. So what he did in that time, and Coach Rule saw that, and Coach McGuire saw that, and they ran with it, and look what they're doing. They're reaping the benefits with them, right?
Yeah, he's going to be a big contributor in that system next year.
Staying kind of on that same topic, the top high school recruits now have to start weighing earning potential at the school that they choose, which it's a wild thing to say, but this is the NIL world that we're living in. And I'm just wondering, should, with the potentially life-altering money that are coming the way of these 18-year-old kids, at the high school level, do coaches need to start teaching these kids about,
pay your taxes,
how to sort through all this and what to do with these financial windfalls? And if it's not the coaches, then who should take responsibility for it?
Yeah, so that's a very weird subject, right?
Isn't
Talking
it?
about that, it's like free agency.
We have an hour and 10 minutes, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, I could talk about this forever. It is it's so weird. I think the NCAA opening this is like the floodgates, right? You got, like Coach Rule said, it's going to cost you $1 million for a transfer quarterback, right? Yep. That's unreal. Let's think about this. Like, a position coach is making less than his position or his best player at times, right? It's unreal. So, in high school, I mean, you only get so much time, right?
Yeah.
And you're already kind of underpaid as a teacher, right? And you're going above and beyond at times to do extra things in the summer, and it's really, really hard. And I think if you really want to get into like something deep, you could talk to administration, maybe creating some sort of business class that talks about sports administration and, finance or something, and talk about the NIL, create a project, there's all kinds of different things you could do with it, but it's so hard. And I always I'm still learning a little bit more about the NIL landscape and everything. Cause I got, you got CJ, who's a top recruit, and they're talking about all kinds of different things, with the NIL, and it's my head is spinning, let alone let's talk about a 17-year-old getting all these numbers thrown at them and all this. And it's just, it's life altering money at times. Right.
Yeah.
I think the quarterback Areola that just came in, right. He got $700,000 NIL deal
that's the starting number. Yeah.
Like a trading card company. That's unreal. Like, think about
he's
$700,000.
He just turned 18.
Wow. Like,
and this is we're kind of getting off topic here, but this is good stuff, and I want to ask about this. When we talk about that level of money, a word that gets thrown around a lot is agent. How do you feel about when the guys that are agents handling 16, 17-year-old kids? How do you personally feel about that?
I don't know. It's getting to the point where like
feels wrong, but it kind of feels like it's a necessity, right?
Yeah. You need someone who's going to back you, right? And negotiate these things with you. And it's just, I mean, I'm not going to like name drop or anything, but I work out like at Warren Academy, right? And there's some guys out there who are talking about this, and they're talking about, I need an agent. It's like, hold up, what? You just got your license. You about an agent? Like, come on, man. You don't need an agent.
Go to
yet,
biology
It's
class.
like, you got to worry about getting good grades before you're talking about money, So it's just, I think it's just really, really weird, and it's a touchy subject when it comes to those things.
Sure.
I mean, but it might be a thing where parents have to start looking into it. Like, hey, I need somebody to help me, like, negotiate or talk about these contracts, seeing what things are happening, because there's guys holding out of bowl games because they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to hurt but they're getting money, right? They signed a contract for just school, like their scholarship. Well, are they going to pay back the money from their scholarship? Because technically they were tied in. They have to perform for the team, right?
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of different things. Is that
It's
going to be
all
in the contract?
uncharted water.
Yeah. So it's weird. There's all kinds of different things you could talk about in there, and I could talk about this forever.
And we could talk about the guys at the top of the food chain for hours if we want to.
Mhm.
Who are some of those guys that are biting at those guys' heels that were underclassmen this year that are going to get a shot next year, that specifically in the wide receiver room that you're excited to work with this upcoming fall?
Yeah, I want to take pride in wide receiver high here. I mean, we don't throw the ball like you think, but when we do, we make it happen. And one of the things that they come in the summer, and I have the seniors or upperclassmen sit off to a little bit, and I want to see who's tough, right? If you're not going to block, you're not going to get the rock here. I promise you that. So our running attack is our bread and butter, right? So if you can't block, you're not going to get the rock. And so they got to see like Caleb and all these other guys block during the games, and then now's their chance, right? And I mean, we got Eli Johnson. Eli Johnson's a sophomore receiver who's a stud. Like, he would start at any other Class A school in the state and be a all-stater, but here he kind of took it on the chin, and he sat back and learned the ropes from the big older guys. And then you got Charlie DiLorenzo. It's a name you're going to hear a lot next season. He's a slot receiver, super shifty. He's been working at his craft ever since his freshman year. He was undersized his freshman year. He hit the weights really hard. He's gained about 40 pounds, and he's ready to rock and roll. He's only going to get 1 year. So he's one of those guys that's super hungry. He's going to be a senior, and he's got to perform. He's got to perform in that 1 year. And then we got Drew Klein. Drew Klein contributed at safety last year, and he's a slot. We might move him to running back. He might be like our wide back, our Debo Samuel. You never know, but we're going to do a lot of things with him, and he's a special kind of guy. He I don't know if you guys were at the Millard North game last year.
I was here. We were actually out.
He actually picked up a fumble and took it for a touchdown.
That's the second score, right?
Yeah, from the safety position. And I'm like, what? How did that? But he got it. He did it. So he's another guy to think about. But there's all kinds of different things you're going to be able to do.
That
with
was
these
actually
guys.
the last time this show was here.
Was it really? That's unreal. Yeah. So I mean, we got a lot of guys I could talk forever about. And then you got your older guys. You got your CJ. You got your Keenan Cotton. Keenan Cotton's ready to go. I mean, he's healthy. He's fast. He's strong. It's going to be fun coaching these guys because they're very competitive, and they want to push each other just to get better at their craft.
The name that everybody's paying attention to at Westside is Christian Jones.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking, when is he going to get the 5th star?
Right.
A lot of people think that that's coming. I've been watching him play since he was a freshman at Burke. I don't want to talk about him playing football? Just what are your favorite things about him, getting to coach him and interact with him as a person?
So Christian, I started calling him CJ, and he's like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Yes, CJ, that's your name. You know, you go by that." And so he loves it. I mean, he's a very down to earth person. I mean, like not too long ago, he came through my class, and someone's like, "Who are you? You're so big. Do you play football?" He's like, "Oh, my name's Christian Jones. Yeah, I play a little bit of football." They're not knowing who he really is.
Yeah.
Like the kid's legit, you know. But he's so down to earth. He doesn't think he's better than anyone. He's willing to help out at our youth camps. He's always the first one to sign up for youth camps, help around the community. We did a diaper drive. He was the first one to sign up for that. We're doing a prom tonight, a special needs prom, and he's the first one to sign up for that.
Cool.
So it's just, he's very community oriented. And I think it's from his family. They really raised him right. And he understands there's a bigger picture, but just besides football, you know, there's other things, you know, and he's running with even though he has a big platform on social media, and he's always getting every single offer you could think of. And he's taking these visits and getting to go to these camps, and he's taking that in stride, but he's willing to still put in the work after school. During the summer, he's doing track right now, and a lot of people don't know that he's doing indoor meets and track, throwing the shot and running the 60. But I mean, he's never satisfied with whatever he does.
Could he cover you on a go route?
Ooh, yeah. If he gets his hands on me, it might be tight. You know, it might be tight. I might lose, but my goal is to not get touched.
There you go. We're talking to Tyler Rice, the wide receiver coach here at Omaha West Side. He's also the recruiting liaison as well. We'll get you out of here on this one. We kept you a little bit longer than we planned on it. What's it like working for Paul Lamanji?
Oh, it's awesome. What he is he is the voice of the program, right? He just understands how to get kids to want to play football. When we talk about ET, he really lives by it. I mean, he had the cancer. He's a cancer survivor when he was at Burke, and he fought through that, and he showed ET through that. And then we had some hiccups here.
That's effort and toughness for anybody that's just not joining.
Yes. Effort and toughness. Sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, he showed that, and we took a loss earlier last year at North Platte, right? And that could have been the downfall of our team, right? So, which
is the only loss he's had since he's been here.
Yes, yeah, only loss, you know. And he really implemented ET, and we showed ET as a program and as a team, and we came in with our hard hats for that whole week, and we avenged that loss, you know. And we took it all the way to the state championship, won it, and then we did it again the following year, won it again, and we really live and run by that ET slogan.
Coach, thank you very much for being here. That's one of the brightest and up-and-coming coaches in all the metro area. Tyler Rice joined us tonight here on After Hours. If you missed his segment, check it out at soundcloud.com/After Hours 1620. It was brought to you by Going Vertical Omaha. Going Vertical is the premier training facility in the Midwest. 5 designated basketball courts, a standalone workout area. They've even got a podcast studio. If you have a recruit in your life that needs more attention, they want to have an actual interview up on their huddle page, you can do that out at Going Vertical Omaha. Check out the academy at goingverticalomaha.com tonight. We'll be right back. We're talking dance here on 1620 Zone.
Hey everyone, it's Dan Campanen here for all 10. Yes, you heard me right. It is 10. That is how many great locations Pepper Jack's Grill has around the Omaha Metro. You can get it all there. A bowl, a burrito, a wrap, and even my double steak gunner Philly with extra cheese, all of the vegetables, and don't skimp out on the jalapeno juice. It's the only way to have your Pepper Jack's fix. If your stomach just started rumbling, get it tonight.
Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
Did that trash or recycling truck roll by your house without stopping again? Hi, I'm Megan with Papillion Sanitation. At Papillion Sanitation, trash and recycling is our passion. From residential to commercial, we've cleaned up Omaha and surrounding areas for more than 30 years. So if your home or business needs reliable, friendly trash or recycle service, check out papillion-sanitation.com today and see how our customer service and professionalism can't be matched. Head over to papillion-sanitation.com to upgrade your trash or recycling service today.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
It's history in the making as the Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, continue their inaugural season as they hit the road for the first time with trips to Grand Rapids and Vegas. They're back home at the CHI Health Center on the 18th to host the Orlando Valkyries. Secure your tickets and get to know your Supernovas by visiting supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with after hours. Thursday is spaghetti night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
It's cold, it's windy, you're stuck inside, but not for long. Spring will be here before you know it. And if you want to get off the couch and enjoy the outdoors when the mercury starts to rise, head over to Foresman'sFinest.com today. Let the finest deck builders in the Omaha area come build you an outdoor experience you will love. A deck, a patio with a cover, there isn't much Forsman's can't do. Check out Foresman'sFinest.com and have your dream outdoor experience in 2024.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
.704 on a Friday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, and become a Bruin tonight. We have a first on the show. The 4 years that this show has been running, we've never had a dance team join us, but Katie Moore, the head coach of the Westside dance team, joins us now, and she's brought Sarah Manhart with her. Ladies, thank you very much for being here tonight. We appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us. We're happy to be here.
Coach, we see the dance team show up and perform at events. We were talking about it a little bit off the air a minute ago, but nobody sees the hard work your team puts in behind the scenes. How often are you guys practicing, and how many hours a week would you say that this team is getting practice in?
So these girls put in a lot of work on and off the court. We practice about 4 to 5 days a week, depending on what we have going on at that time. So during our competition season, our peak time, it's more along 5 days a week. It's usually about 10 hours a week, if not more.
Sure.
And that's just our practice time. Most of our team members are actually members of a studio and on their competition teams. So they're dancing 3 to 4 days a week on top of what we do as well. Our season runs from about end of May to the middle of March. And then we have tryouts right after end of March, beginning of April, start end of May, and we're right back through through the summer.
No off season.
Really no break for these girls. They work very, very hard.
Well, as Jimmy mentioned, this is the first time we've had a dance team on. So I'm fairly certain that most of our listeners don't know much about dance because I'm one of our listeners, so I'm willing to put myself on blast a little bit, and I have no clue. So I just, if you can explain, like, what is the role of the dance coach? What are some of the responsibilities, and what makes a good dance coach?
So the dance coach has many roles. We lead the practices, do choreography, costuming, scheduling, cleaning routines, and definitely head coach has lots of paperwork. So
yeah,
registering for competitions and just all of that fun stuff. But most importantly, we're a support system for our team. We're more like a family, so we just bond with our team probably more than any other sport. We spend a lot of time with the girls. So
we're going to ask you to continue educating the dumb masses, please. We talked to the other coaches about strength and conditioning in the weight room and stuff like that. How much does a conversation like that happen in a sport like dance?
So we would like to utilize the weight room a little more, but we unfortunately do not. But we use like hand weights. We have the girls buy hand weights or like ankle, wrist weights.
Sure.
We use resistance bands and just body weight, but we do a lot of like workouts over
Yeah.
the summer. So
fantastic.
We talk about, like, in other sports, we have, like, conference championships, district championships, state championships. What's kind of the holy grail championship for dance, and how do you get there?
So the Holy Grail is the National Dance Team Competition Championship down in Orlando, Florida. It's at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. We just got back from there. So you can qualify in a couple ways. You do it at camp, or you go to regionals and qualify. So we
And you said you
qualified
guys-
through camp.
Yeah, okay.
we just got
Fantastic.
back from that on
How did
Monday.
that go?
So it went really well for us. We're still a new team, so this is only our third year going down there, and we actually switched divisions this year. We moved up to large, so we're just kind of getting our feet in the door. but-
Orlando in January. I'm sure that sucked.
Mhm. Disney World.
It's a thing. So I lived in Daytona for a year, and the national cheer competitions are down there too. And
Yeah.
There's this weird thing in Daytona where the event the center where that happens that's a lot about the size of the CHI Health Center, but that's also where their DMV is. And I had to go there and get my license one day when the national cheer competition was going on. I was very
Yeah,
confused for
so
a
when
while.
I was in college at UNO, that's where we actually went.
Oh, okay.
So there's a couple different like companies. Well, they're all one company, but then there's different branches. So we go to UDA, and then in Daytona it was NDA for college.
Gotcha.
So,
Very
but that's
cool.
actually
Okay.
where I went. So I've danced on that bandstand. What you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I just started driving down the street, and I was like, cheerleaders really like
Yeah.
Daytona.
You're like dancing out there, and
Yeah.
there's the ocean. And that was fun.
For you guys, when something like that, obviously you've already achieved that goal at the end of the year. What does the remainder of this school year look like, and what are the goals for the remainder of the year?
So now we're just finishing out the basketball season, and hopefully our teams will make it to state, and we'll dance at state with them, and then tryouts, and then
What is the greatest dance song of all time?
the greatest dance song.
Yeah, what is the greatest song to dance to ever?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Okay, we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
We'll let you
Just
think
depends
of
what
that.
you're in the mood for.
That's probably the most important part. We're going to talk to Katie Moore, the head dance coach at Omaha West Side, and she's brought Sarah Manhart with her. Sarah, you're one of the dance team members. We appreciate you being here tonight. How long have you been in dance, and what made you choose to join the dance team?
So I've been dancing since I was 2, so very little.
2.
And then yes, and then I
Great,
was
my wife is going to make me get our child into dance now. Thank you for doing this.
and then I was a competitive dancer for my studio, right? Like when I was 6 up until I made West Side Dance Team my freshman year in 2020.
Right on. So what is the draw for you to dance? What is it about being on the dance team and competing? What is that for you?
I would just say being part of a team and us all like doing what we love and like working towards our goals. And I love being able to support my school, and my teammates and coaches are like a family to me. So it's like being with my sisters.
What was the coolest part of Orlando?
Just being able to hit the stage. It's a feeling that like you can't even describe.
Fantastic. Obviously, you talked about family. This whole school, this community is very family oriented.
Yes.
Are you involved in any of the other sports or activities at Westside?
It is very hard to be a part of dance team and something else,
Sure.
but I am on Red Shield and DECA, so I'm one of the people in the red and black overalls. So in addition to like all the stuff I'm with for dance team, I'm also like going to stuff for Red Shield too. So
What do you have free time ever? No. Yeah, you just
A
always
little.
somewhere doing something. Yeah, sure.
So we talked to Coach a little bit about what the high school dance team practice schedule is like. What is it like for you personally? What's your routine on a basic week for you?
So in season, we usually have 2 to 3 morning practices in addition to longer practices like in the evenings twice a week. And so for me personally, I just need to stay very organized. I need my planner. I need to know when everything's happening. Like as we were talking about earlier, like in addition, I have my technique classes that I go to. So for me, I should keep everything organized and then I'm pretty good.
All right, right on.
Dwindling down in your senior year. This is your
Yes,
last
it's
year
very
at Westside. A, has it set in yet? Has the senioritis started to hit it all? And B, what's next for you after high school?
Yes, it definitely has set in, although like my last with dance team are all very sad. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do next, but I hope to continue on to a college dance team wherever I do end up.
Well, good luck with that, and thank you very much for being here tonight. Coach, we'll go back to you.
Thank you.
The greatest dance song ever. What is it?
What's yours, Sarah?
I would say Unwritten. Me and the team love to dance around to that song.
Fantastic.
We do bop around to that a lot.
All right.
Yeah,
well, good,
all right.
ladies, thank you very much for being here tonight. We
Thanks
greatly
for having
appreciate it.
us.
We're talking Westside Dance with the head coach, Katie Moore, and we talked to Sarah Manhart as well. If you missed their segment tonight, check it out at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by the Omaha Supernovas. If you missed any of the first 3 games this season, that's no big deal. You can head over to supernovas.com tonight to buy your individual game tickets. They even have season tickets still available for the remainder of the season. Check out supernovas.com to get your tickets today. We'll be right back breaking down that big football game that's going on Sunday.
Which one? Never heard of it.
When we come back here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey everybody, Dan Camden here for Caddyshack Bar and Grill. And even though it's Friday, we got the privilege of experiencing a Wing Wednesday tonight. You can go out to Caddyshack and get wings, meatloaf, anything you want off of their wonderful menu. And be sure to go to the After Hours 1620 Twitter page and like our tweet for a chance to win a $25 gift card to Caddyshack.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at BUBruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
There's never been a better time to choose a new career path than right now. Hi, I'm Tracy with Papillion Sanitation. If you're at a point in your life where you want a career, not a job, Papillion Sanitation is the place for you. From 401k options to opportunities for career advancement, come make Papillion Sanitation your future. Check out papillion-sanitation.com today to apply and make a change for the better. Papillion Sanitation, equal opportunity employer.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
It's cold, it's windy, you're stuck inside, but not for long. Spring will be here before you know it. And if you want to get off the couch and enjoy the outdoors when the mercury starts to rise, head over to ForsmansFinest.com today. Let the finest deck builders in the Omaha area come build you an outdoor experience you will love. A deck, a patio with a cover, there isn't much Forsmans can't do. Check out ForsmansFinest.com and have your dream outdoor experience in 2024.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. the official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less. It's history in the making as the Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, continue their inaugural season as they hit the road for the first time with trips to Grand Rapids and Vegas. They're back home at the CHI Health Center on the 18th to host the Orlando Valkyries. Secure your tickets and get to know your Supernovas by visiting supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to boosting reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $99 special offer. Click fixmygbp.com for more details.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
It's 7:17 on a Friday night. We're live from Omaha West Side, brought to you by Papillion Sanitation. If you're looking for a new career, head over to papillion-sanitation.com to become a driver. If you don't have a CDL, they'll help you get one. It's even a $10,000 stick-around bonus as well. Todd Johnson, the aquatics coach and a PE teacher here at Omaha West Side, joins us.
Yep.
And I have an apology to issue to you. We typed in your description on the tweet tonight, but somehow it got erased out. We just saw your comment. We started laughing.
I tweeted, Tyler forwarded that, and I said, who's Todd Johnson?
That's fantastic.
But I think I was kind of a last-minute Andy Ryder swim team, probably.
We had never been told that Andy was going to be here, so we as far as we know,
on you the whole time.
As far as we knew, you were the first choice.
Tom
the only
Kirkman
choice,
just said, "Hey, will you sit and talk with these guys?" Because he knows I love to talk about it. So
yeah, we're excited to talk about it. You guys have a lot of stuff going on here. There's a big addition being put onto the back of this school that's going to be aquatics based. This is the third time we've done a show from here, and this gets referenced at least one time by somebody. Why is this such a big deal to this community?
As you know, this is year 6 for me at Westside, but we bought a house. My wife and I bought a house. Our kids were born in this district, and I was commuting back and forth. I was a football coach and a teacher and a basketball coach over at Lewis Central, and I loved it over there. There was one job that I would leave for, and it was Westside, and it popped open. I had an aquatics background, but you know, we love our history here, even though I'm new to it. We are excited about our future.
I mean, look at these walls. It's ingrained everywhere. Sure.
It's crazy, and that's why I wanted to be a part of it. It's incredible. Wanted my kids to be a part of it, and I got a sophomore son and a freshman daughter. But you know, we're 40% option in. We want to be a destination district for great student athletes. We want to be a destination district for great teachers. And there's some things, you know, you mentioned that it's aquatics based. This $34 million capital project, it's academic based. It is a new weight room. It is a new multi-purpose room that'll have a turf area that'll be used by my PE department, by the visiting teams, all kinds of. It'll also be the home base for our wrestling team.
Okay.
Above it, you know, people see Westside from the outside and they think it's glorious. If they came with me on a tour, the interior, the plumbing, you know, it's much needed renovations that are going on. So we need a third gym. We kind of got a third gym with that blue gym down there, but we call it the land that time forgot. So this new utility gym is awesome. Now the natatorium it will be state of the art, best in the state. That's what we want. And we just think it's exciting. It's the future. It's, that pool was built in 1964, and we want, we see this as the next 60, 65, 70 years, the future for our kids.
For 70 years from now, when that PE teacher's mad that it was built in 2025.
Yeah. Well, my sophomore son is, he's only going to get maybe
a year and a half,
4 or 5 months with it. Really, my daughter will get a year and a half. But
so if you could just give us some background on the project. When did the process start, and kind of maybe some of the phases along the way to get to this point where it's been publicly announced now?
So, you hear rumors over the years. I told you I'm year 6, but I took over for a person named Lacey Peters, who did a good job for about 5 years as aquatics director. She just taught the swim classes, did swim lessons, so our Learn to Swim program. She took over when Doug Krecklow retired as teacher, but he was still coaching swim team. So I got to know, and I already knew Doug just being a part of this community, but what Cal Benz and Doug Krecklow did with aquatics at this school over a 40-year period is amazing. And Doug started telling me, Doug showed me some old blueprints. There's been swimming alumni that wanted to do something better here for a long, long time. And there's been thought over by the carriage house, kind of where the alumni house is, 90th and Pacific. There was some thoughts over the years about building a 50-meter pool over there. That's always been our dream, is a 50-meter pool with a bulkhead, because we've got a club, Swim Omaha, that swims here that just needs space. Like we're bursting at the seams with our club, with our swim team, especially on the girls' side. We have so many athletes. But so I started hearing about those things. But Terry Hanna and the West Side Foundation, finally, I'm like, is this really going to happen? Yeah, it's going to happen.
And it's going on the other side, though, right? It's going just over by the baseball field, correct?
So it's really going where the pool is now, and
okay.
where the lower blue gym is now. So,
well, then I need to yell at Tom Kirkman then, because he explained it incorrectly when we were out here.
I mean, it is like it will. So if you've seen the mock-ups, the big glass building will overlook the football field, and you'll also look out to the baseball field.
Gotcha. Maybe that's more what he's describing.
Here March 4th, we have to give up. It's going to hurt for a while, because parking's already an issue here, but we've got to give up our blue gym and our pool. March 4th, and they'll start decommissioning it, and I think start demolishing that area in May.
What's the plan for you guys while that construction's going on?
So the swim team, our girls are the defending state champs, and here's the guarantee we have from the contractors: we will only miss one swim season, and they'll have a swim season. They'll just be road warriors.
Yeah.
So they'll, I think they've worked something out with Boys Town to practice, and they'll just have all away meets, and probably win another girls state championship. The boys will compete. And then the plan is for us to move back into that pool in October of 2025.
Gotcha.
So at least the pool will be done. We think the weight room will be done at that time. Once they start demolishing it, it'll be pretty quick. And then it's, we'll keep our old weight room. We'll keep the stuff in there. Everything that's going in the new weight room is going to be new.
Right.
So hopefully in October of 25, the football team and the sports performance classes will move from the old weight room to the new, and then they start renovating that stuff. So there's phases.
Yeah, right on. So
phases.
What I'm reading is there's going to be some relationship in relation to this project with the College of St. Mary. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, we've talked with Boys Town. We've talked to College of St. Mary. I think probably
TBD maybe.
Well, it's kind of like in the aquatics community, you do favors for people because you're going to need favors down the road.
Right.
Next year we will not. You mentioned, what are you guys going to do? That's what the swim team's doing. We, like my swim classes, I have swim 1, swim 2, swim 3. We didn't offer lifeguarding this semester just because I knew it would be really hard to get it, but we'll just kind of hybrid those classes into whatever I can be creative with, doing dry land workouts, getting out. Hopefully the weather's nice and we can get out on the turf. But then next year we won't offer swim classes for a year, and then we'll be back.
Is there anything
So-
about the project we haven't touched on tonight that you'd like to add?
Well, no, and you know, you mentioned College of St. Mary and Boys Town. We're working. They've both been great with us. You know, the whole thing is just it's transporting students. We have a modular schedule, which is awesome. We have 80-minute double mods, but 80-minute double mods make it possible for us to dress kids, get them through a swim workout, an aquatics game, and then give them time to get to their next class. When you add a 15-minute drive to Boys Town or College of St. Mary, it's tougher. So
yeah,
some of that we're crossing those bridges when we get there. We may have some after school time that will give some kids some opportunities, because it's great for kids to have that opportunity during the day, especially our special needs kids love the water. So it's like I said, it's
We
going to
learned
be
about their prom that they're having tonight. That's absolutely fantastic.
my son's doing that. All the football guys are
Yeah.
there tonight. So
That's very cool.
That's one of the things. I've been at schools where inclusion's been a part of it. Nobody does it like Westside. They are a part of our culture. If you get a chance, get in the game tonight and watch the Sparkles cheer team. It's just amazing. And I know all student bodies do it well, but I'm so proud of our students when they interact with those kids.
Well, the answer to who is Todd Johnson has been answered tonight. We greatly appreciate you being here. And thanks for giving us a little bit of insight of what's going on at the aquatics program here at Omaha Westside. If you missed that segment tonight, want to learn a little bit more about the project, check it out. SoundCloud.com/afterhours1620 was brought to you by Going Vertical Omaha. Going Vertical is the premier training facility in the Midwest. 5 designated basketball courts, a designated workout area. If you have an athlete in your life that needs help getting recruited, there's a podcast studio that's set up for them to be interviewed to get their personality on their huddle page as well. Check out GoingVerticalOmaha.com tonight. Find out how to join Adam Barnes and crew. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl when we come back at 1620 The Zone.
Hey everybody, John Schreiner here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Hey, basketball season, just a few more months left. And if you want to be the best dressed Blue Jay, you want to get your fit right, if you're heading off to wherever the Jays end up at the NCAA tournament, get over to Jerry Ryan Clothing. They got options for men, women in Blue Jay Blue from Mizzen and Main, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan on 78th and Dodge and get ready for game day.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Partly cloudy skies for your Friday night and temperatures dropping into the 30s. Clear skies to start tomorrow with a few clouds filtering in throughout the day with a light breeze and a high temperature tomorrow in the mid-40s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV News Watch 7.
Did that trash or recycling truck roll by your house without stopping again? Hi, I'm Megan with Papillion Sanitation. At Papillion Sanitation, trash and recycling is our passion. From residential to commercial, we've cleaned up Omaha and surrounding areas for more than 30 years. So if your home or business needs reliable, friendly trash or recycle service, check out papillion-sanitation.com today and see how our customer service and professionalism can't be matched. Head over to papillion-sanitation.com to upgrade your trash or recycling service today.
Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Graduation season will be here before you know it, and you can have the 402 barbecue truck come to your party or event you're hosting. Stop by the brick and mortar on 84th and Spring and try the food. Then, when you get the craving, come back and book the food truck to be the caterer for your event. Graduations, company outings, community events, they do it all. 402 Barbecue at 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by today and grab lunch.
It's cold, it's windy, you're stuck inside, but not for long. Spring will be here before you know it. And if you want to get off the couch and enjoy the outdoors when the mercury starts to rise, head over to Foresman'sFinest.com today. Let the finest deck builders in the Omaha area come build you an outdoor experience you will love. A deck, a patio with a cover, there isn't much Foresman's can't do. Check out Foresman'sFinest.com and have your dream outdoor experience in 2024.
It's history in the making as the Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, continue their inaugural season as they hit the road for the first time with trips to Grand Rapids and Vegas. They're back home at the CHI Health Center on the 18th to host the Orlando Valkyries. Secure your tickets and get to know your Supernovas by visiting supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to boosting reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $99 special offer. Click fixmygbp.com for more details.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Can you smell it?
The
It's
wings?
It's not what The Rock is cooking. It's not Caddyshack's wings. It's the Super Bowl. We are just a mere 2 days away from Super Sunday. We are brought to you by we're brought to you by Papillion Sanitation this hour. If you're looking for a new career, maybe you just got fired as my radio producer and you need to do something different for money. You can go over to papillion-sanitation.com and become a driver tonight. There's even a $10,000 stick around bonus. Even if you don't have a CDL, they will help you get one. And then help you start your new career. I don't know if you've heard, there's a Super Bowl happening on Sunday, and the Chefs of Kansas City and the best team on the planet are playing in this game. Now,
The Packers aren't in the Super Bowl, Jimmy.
correct, that's right. I'm glad you assessed that out of what I just said. The 49ers have been looked at as one of the best teams, if not the best team, this entire season. They've had some trials and tribulations, obviously. The Chiefs have been buried and left for dead at certain parts of this season. And then Patrick Mahomes remembered that he's good at football and then took him on this run. When we talk about
They've been favored in every game.
The Chiefs haven't. The 49ers have. The Chiefs
Yeah.
have been underdogs 3 times this season.
Sure.
When we talk about expectations for Sunday, what are your expectations for this game?
Expectations for this game. I think it's actually going to be a low-scoring game. I don't expect a lot of fireworks in this.
Take
one.
the under, says John Schreiner.
Yeah, I'm expecting a low-scoring. Like, I almost want to go like first team to 20 might win this thing because both defenses are really stout.
Agreed.
And they have their different strengths, right?
The best defensive player in the planets on the 49ers side.
strengths match up with what the other team does well. Like Kansas City, really good at stopping the run.
Yeah.
San Francisco, really good
Pass
at running the
football.
ball. San Francisco's pass rush is insane. Chiefs, you have Patrick Mahomes.
Yes,
right?
he's good at
so
throwing
like
the football.
I expect there to be actually a lot of punts in this game because look, it's the Super Bowl. You can play it kind of close to the vest. It's going to be very basic stuff. do the things you do well. And I think the defenses are good at stopping what the other offense does well. So, like I say, I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game, like a 20-17, 18-16. There might even be a weird score in there somewhere with a safety or something. This could be one of the lower-scoring Super Bowls we've seen.
If the first score of the game as a safety on FanDuel right now, plus 8,000. So if you think a safety is going to happen, it could be the first score of the game.
It's only happened once.
And another thing to touch on there is when we talk about keeping it low scoring, that means that the quarterback's got to be under pressure. The Chiefs have had problems at tackle all year long.
Yep.
And those aren't getting fixed in the next 2 days. And what happened last time the Chiefs had a really sore spot at left and right tackle? Oh, they went to Raymond James Stadium. They got absolutely annihilated. And I don't think that. Let me preface this with, I don't think that's going to be the case on Sunday. I think they're still going to be able to move the football. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if the race to 20 is where you need to get to. I wouldn't be afraid to say the race to 24 or 27 might be where we're talking about the total of this game going, because not only do you listen, there's going to be a lot of talk about Andy Reid versus Kyle Shanahan, but you've got two of the best defensive minds in NFL. In the NFL right now on the defensive side of both these guys too. And Steve Spagnuolo is making himself a case to be a head coach again if he ever wants to do that. But as we talked about the other night, he's still 65 and not getting any younger.
And his one head coaching stint was atrocious.
Awful. Yeah. But Dan, for you, when you're looking at this game and there's the face of the NFL versus Mr. Irrelevant, and there's so many storylines that go into this, what are you excited about?
So I do like John's point of the fact that this could end up being a low scoring game. My biggest, I think, story that I worry about that has come out so far, I would say in the last, 5-6 days, is the 49ers, because John Bishop made a really good point today that I just kind of, thought about a little bit more critically, was the Chiefs in their last 2 playoff games have really taken the first half kind of off on the defensive side of the ball and said, well, we have the offensive firepower that we think can, back us up and really bring us in the second half. And then, granted, very stout second halves, but I don't think you can do that on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And then the one thing that I have liked as just like a storyline in general this week has been all of this stuff that we have seen come out of the 49ers camp with
the sod, the fire alarms going
off. With the
Did you see this?
Bad practice field, the fire alarm going off at 6 a.m. And let's be really clear for just a second. I don't think either of those teams were asleep still at 6 a.m. I think there's an early wake-up call for those Super Bowl practices. And luckily, the 49ers are not using either of those as an excuse for ill preparation.
And I want to mention this really quick because I've seen some people that are like, oh, it's probably Kansas City Chiefs fans sabotaging, blah, 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 blah. I famously went to Vegas for my honeymoon.
Yes, you did.
We were on the 36th floor of Circus Sports, and a gentleman on the floor below us was like, you know what I need to do with this marijuana that's on fire? Throw it in this trash can at 3 a.m. So this stuff happens in Vegas all the time. So I don't think anybody is self-sabotaging the 49ers.
Yeah, there's no way that this is ill will. It's Las Vegas, and it's probably the biggest week to week and a half in all of sports, betting or otherwise. And it's still regular Las Vegas. So you're going to have
just Las Vegas.
Plenty of yahoos in a hotel who are ready to party it up and kind of do whatever they want in general. But, my biggest thing for the Chiefs, if they're going to win, is how good can Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce actually be?
Yeah.
Because
I hear you.
They're really the two only people on that team outside of Isaiah Pacheco who can really win them this Super Bowl. And I almost have to think if you're Kansas City, you're getting the ball to Travis Kelce at least 8 times. And if it's anything below 8, you're not winning this game.
Here's I want to throw in an X factor quickly.
X factor.
The kickers. Okay. I trust
soccer guy.
I trust Harrison Butker a little more than Jake Moody.
Yeah. A little more. That's way. As a 49ers fan, I trust him way more.
Well, and that's the point here, is that if it comes down to a late game situation where you need a kick to tie or win the game, I'm going to feel much better about the Chiefs in that situation than I am the 49ers. A late drive to go down and win the game. I feel much better about Patrick Mahomes than I do Brock Purdy. And that's not a knock on Brock Purdy because he's shown the ability to go win games late. But Patrick Mahomes is like one of the best to ever do it in late game situations. So the kicker and the late game situations, I give that edge to the Chiefs.
We have a quick update really quickly, not at the basketball game we're at tonight, though. If you're just showing up if you're on your way to the Westview Omaha Bryan game tonight, Amari Bynum took down the backboard at Westview tonight. They're moving locations.
Who's surprised?
Check social media to keep updates up to date on that. But no, I mean, Dan, you brought up Travis Kelce, and statistically, the best on tight end linebacker in the league is Fred Warner.
Yep.
And obviously, that's going to be the matchup within the matchup on Sunday to watch. I'm very excited to see how all of that unfolds. And for me, I mean, I think that Kansas City's run defense is really, really stout. They're the number 10 run defense in all of the NFL. They've been playing better in the second half of this season, but
only 2 backs have gone over 100 against them all year.
Yeah, but the problem is there's this guy that wears 19 that isn't listed as a running back, and I know Deebo Samuel's rush yards are only set at 19.5. I think he's going to be the difference in that game. I know a lot of people are looking at Christian McCaffrey, and I know his total his betting odds right now for an anytime touchdown is plus money right now. But I don't think that's the case. I think the two guys that you want to keep an eye on in this game are Deebo Samuel and Jawan Jennings. And you'll say, why Jawan Jennings? Well, they're going to make a concentrated effort to take George Kittle out of it. They're going to make a concentrated effort to keep Brandon Ayuk in bracket coverage. Jawan Jennings is going to be a guy that's going to have the ability to break away and make plays this Sunday. I think he could be that non-factor that ends up being a big factor in this game.
Yeah, and the other thing to watch is that game within the game. You were talking about Fred Warner and Travis Kelce. Can the Chiefs get Fred Warner focused on the run game?
Mm-hmm.
Can they keep him in the box and let Kelce get free where he doesn't have to be covered by Fred Warner?
Yeah.
I expected that Andy Reid and company are going to do some creative things to maybe put Travis Kelce outside.
Or line up Rashee Rice somewhere where he's not normally to take extra eyes away from him. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, to keep him away from Fred Warner and shift the focus. Heavy play action to keep the linebacker in and Travis Kelce on an out-breaking route to get away. Those are the things that if the Chiefs can execute on those things, they're going to be able to get Travis Kelce free. Over the middle of the field, 3rd and long, I don't think Travis Kelce is going to be great because you know where they're going to go on those plays, and 54 is right in the middle of the field.
The other guy that I think is going to have some interest in maybe an anytime touchdown, we know Isaiah Pacheco and what he is and what he brings to the table, and we know there's going to be a heavy focus on taking him out of the equation. Down the later part of this stretch of this season, we've seen Clyde Edwards-Helaire get in certain passing down situations.
They use him in weird games.
Yeah. He's a guy I could see getting snuck in for an out of the back on a swing pass downside the 5 on a touchdown. I think I really like a Clyde Edwards anytime touchdown as well. He seems like a guy
as a value bet.
Yeah,
maybe
as a guy that's probably going to get maybe 3 to 5 carries and maybe 1 or 2 targets that may have a chance to just sprinkle out of the backfield unattended to. I can see that absolutely happening.
Can I pose a non-Super Bowl game related question to the two of you?
Yes, Taylor Swift is going to be there.
Is she?
Yeah.
Did you know that it takes 13 hours to fly from Tokyo? No.
Not
no
on a
one.
private jet, it doesn't.
Not right now. We're not gonna touch on the Taylor Swift stuff, but I have to ask, in your opinions, has this been the greatest social media-ified Super Bowl of all time? I feel like I've gotten, at least this year compared to last year, in my opinion, we've gotten a lot more good kind of soundbite clip stuff this year. And I don't know if that's just because of the amount of people who now have podcasts and who have radio shows and who are, quote unquote, social media celebrities who are going to the game.
Why do you hate Jason Kelce?
Yeah. I love Jason Kelce. He is one of the reasons that I think that this is actually going so well for certain people.
I think so. And a lot of that is the Taylor Swift attention. There's a lot of people that have eyes on it that normally wouldn't. Yeah, I agree. I think it is.
Yeah, the media.
The
media around the Super Bowl is nuts. Yeah. And Dan Campen in here for the state of media in America. That's a big endorsement from you, my man.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I think I just feel like there's some good personalities this year. Like you've got Kelsey and you've got Mahomes and, you've got George Kittle, who's always fun, and you've got all the eyes are on Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Brock
and
Purdy.
Brock Purdy's not afraid to speak his mind. And I feel like
you got Cam Newton weighing in on this weird rivalry.
And he's there for some reason.
Yeah, who knows?
He's probably at Radio Row.
Yeah, I think it's probably a few different factors. Just, the personalities involved. And then, the Swift factor can't be overlooked. You've got a whole bunch of other media
Swift factor.
In the vicinity that maybe wouldn't be there normally. So yeah, I can see where you're going with that, and I think there's a lot of things that are contributing to it.
Yeah, and I also think it's been nice this year, and this is just from kind of an outside looking in perspective, obviously, because I don't play football and I'm not a member of either of these football teams.
Since when?
What?
But it seems
Fake
like,
news.
in my opinion, that the teams have been a little bit more kind's not really a great word for it, but they've been a little bit more jovial towards each other this year, where on that first night they were bringing up, the two defensive stoppers for both teams. They were bringing up both the quarterbacks. They were bringing up, the dueling tight ends who are actually like best friends and walk hand in hand.
Philly is
tight
jerks.
end you every year.
I can read between the lines, Dan.
And but they've been completely kind and complimentary to each other, and there really hasn't been truly a negative word said about either
Wait
squad
till
by
the
the other one.
49ers kicking team comes out and starts warming up in the wrong end zone. Travis Kelce had to start throwing helmets again. It'll be the AFC
I don't think
Championship
Moody's
game.
that kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He doesn't want that smoke. Hey, speaking of that, we did have a great segment tonight. We did not have a Who Wants to Smoke segment. This was a fantastic segment. If you want to check it out, SoundCloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by our friends at Pyramid. It was brought to you by our friends at Forsman's Finest Decks. Hey, listen, it's about to be a little bit warm outside. If you want to hang out, but you just got a slab of concrete laying in your backyard, you can have your dream deck built this spring. Head over to Forsman's Finest Decks. Have the finest things in Omaha added to your backyard with Forsman'sFinest.com. We'll be right back. Telling you where you should put your money on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Pepper Jack's Grill. We're getting ready to leave the 90th and Pacific area. You know what the great thing about the 90th Pacific area? It's the great thing about the city of Omaha. You can go in any direction and end up at a Pepper Jack's Grill. There's 10 great locations. There's one right down on 72nd and Pacific. There's one right on 108th and Center. You can go either direction if you're out here at the Omaha West Side game, or if you're just in the metro area, find the nearest Pepper Jack's close to you and grab dinner tonight.
There's never been a better time to choose a new career path than right now. Hi, I'm Tracy with Papillion Sanitation. If you're at a point in your life where you want a career, not a job, Papillion Sanitation is the place for you. From 401k options to opportunities for career advancement, come make Papillion Sanitation your future. Check out papillion-sanitation.com today to apply and make a change for the better. Papillion Sanitation, equal opportunity employer.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at BUBruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
Graduation season will be here before you know it, and you can have the 402 barbecue truck come to your party or event you're hosting. Stop by the Brick and Mortar on 84th and Spring and try the food. Then, when you get the craving, come back and book the food truck to be the caterer for your event. Graduations, company outings, community events, they do it all. 402 Barbecue at 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by today and grab lunch.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
It's history in the making as the Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, continue their inaugural season as they hit the road for the first time with trips to Grand Rapids and Vegas. They're back home at the CHI Health Center on the 18th to host the Orlando Valkyries. Secure your tickets and get to know your Supernovas by visiting supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Are you ready to elevate your taste buds? Look no further than Pepper Jacks, your go-to destination for bold flavors and endless choices. Dive into their mouth-watering rice bowls, crisp salads, hearty Phillies, savory burritos, and loaded nachos. What sets them apart? Complete customization. Choose your base, proteins, toppings, and sauces for a personalized culinary adventure. At Pepper Jacks, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. Unleash your cravings and savor the bold tastes at Pepper Jacks today. Life's too short for bland. Spice it up at Pepper Jacks.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
It's cold, it's windy, you're stuck inside, but not for long. Spring will be here before you know it. And if you want to get off the couch and enjoy the outdoors when the mercury starts to rise, head over to Foresman'sFinest.com today. Let the finest deck builders in the Omaha area come build you an outdoor experience you will love. A deck, a patio with a cover, there isn't much Forsman's can't do. Check out Foresman'sFinest.com and have your dream outdoor experience in 2024.
Pro volleyball season is here in Omaha. Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee have partnered with the Omaha Supernovas. Right now, when you stop by any Omaha area Hy-Vee and pick up 2 12-packs of Coke, you can get a third one free. Plus, if you need to stay hydrated, do it with the all-new Body Armor Zero Sugar. You can get 10 for just $10. Coke and any Hy-Vee, keeping the Omaha Supernovas super.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Putting a bow on our broadcast out here from Omaha West Side tonight. Thank you very much to AD Tom Kirkman for having us out. Thank you very much to all the coaches and students that joined us tonight. Thank you very much to John Schreiner for being a concert radio professional. Thanks to our guy Ben Gieser, who's back in studio tonight, and Dan Campanen for helping produce tonight. We're brought to you by Papillion Sanitation. If you're looking for a new career, head over to papillion-sanitation.com. Sign up to become a driver. Even if you don't have a CDL, they will help you get one. It's even a $10,000 stick-around bonus as well. Speaking of $10,000,
I don't have it.
But we're going to help you make it right now with some prop bets for the Super Bowl this weekend. Dan, do you want to go and start us off, or should we start with John?
Yeah, how many do you want?
Give us 3.
All right, then here is what I want. Where did my street bets go? Oh, there they are. Yay. All right. So I
a peek inside the mind of Dan Campanen. That's what just happened.
It's a scary place.
Well, they were like, you can't combine more than 10 things into a single parlay. I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to keep track, boys. Don't you know how this works? All right, Juwan Jennings, his over-under for just receptions is 1.5.
Take it. Hammer it.
Take the over on that one.
I'm also buying up his receiving yards. It's set at like 26.5. Give me 40.5 for plus 800, by the way.
Whoa.
I was going to say he had like plus 40 or something like that for like, it was like a plus 260. And I was like, well, that's easy.
Yep.
I was like, I might take the 60 or 70
There
route
you go.
on that one.
There you go.
But speaking of taking something, Isaiah Pacheco is going to take one to the house. And I think he'll be the first touchdown scorer. That one is plus 550.
Okay.
On the other end of that one, if San Francisco gets the ball first, make the smart play. Make it Christian McCaffrey, first touchdown scorer. And then along with that, a good one is Brock Purdy plus 40 on the alternate rushing yards line.
I hate that line, by the way. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to make plays with his feet this weekend.
It'll be tough. I mean, that Chiefs run D is good. It's very good.
John Schreiner?
All right. So I know that the standard operating procedure in prop bets is to like look for this one's plus 500.
Yeah.
I'm taking ones that I actually think
safe bets.
Like these really have a good chance to hit, right?
John's betting the S&P 500 tonight.
So I'm going first half under 22.5 total points. Right?
Okay.
I'm looking at like a 10-7 halftime score.
Yeah. So, but
Right?
these are the top 2 teams in the NFL that score on their opening drives.
And they both might, and
what
it could
can
be
they do
7 to
after
3.
that script, though? Yeah, exactly.
So that pays plus 110
Okay.
for the under.
Which means that's pretty much where the juice is. That's probably going to be your best bet.
So will there be a 2-point conversion attempted in the game?
Ooh.
I'm saying yes, there will be a 2-point conversion
Which side?
attempted. It's plus 128.
Which side? No, which 49ers or the Chiefs? Who goes?
Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will go for 2.
I think it'd be the 49ers, so we'll disagree there. But
So
we
and
both
then
think it can happen.
The third one is an ultra safe bet, but it's Mahomes interceptions over a half. So if it's basically, do you think Patrick Mahomes will throw an interception or not?
Which he has not done this postseason.
But he has thrown an interception in 2 of his 3 previous Super Bowl appearances.
So it's a lock.
It's minus 110. I'm saying yes, it's over.
You're both idiots, and here's why. You've missed the lock of the century.
Okay.
Take every dollar out of your bank account right now. Go over to your favorite sports
This sounds
book,
like bad financial
and
advice.
yeah, this is not financial advice. This is life advice. The over under of the national anthem is 1 minute and 30.5 seconds. Reba McEntire is singing
Hammer the over.
the national anthem. Take every dollar you have and put it on the over. Yes, absolutely. It has hit the over 87% of the time in Super Bowls as well. The odds-on favorite for the color of Gatorade in the Gatorade bath at the end of the game is plus 250 for orange.
Ooh.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Give me red at the second biggest odds at plus 490. I do have a question, though. What the hell is clear Gatorade? Is this just a weird way of saying it's gonna be water?
It's going to be water.
Just want to make sure that is the highest betting favorite at plus 1100. And also, life's too short to take tails. Give me heads. Plus 110 for the coin toss. Hey, Ben Geezer, before we get out of here, do you have any predictions for the Super Bowl you'd like to weigh in on before we get out of here?
I don't have a prediction. I would just love to see clear Gatorade. I would
There you
want
go.
to try that. I would love to check it out.
That's a great take. Hey, if you missed any of the After Hours Lounge tonight, check it out at soundcloud.com/After Hours. 1620 was brought to you by Pyramid Roof Contractors.
We haven't given our game predictions.
Who wins?
49ers, 21-17.
Chiefs, I can't bet against Mahomes.
San Francisco, 27-14. For Ben Geezer, for Dan Campen, and John Shiner, I've been Jimmy Allen. If you missed any of the show tonight, check it out at soundcloud.com/After Hours 1620. It was brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Roof Contractors. If you need that roof repaired, maybe you need new windows, gutters, or siding, they do it all at Pyramid Roof Contractors. Check them out at pyramidroof.com, where you never have to settle for less and get a free estimate today. Thanks to Omaha Westside for having us out. Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody.
There's never been a better time to choose a new career path than right now. Hi, I'm Tracy with Papillion Sanitation. If you're at a point in your life where you want a career and not a job, Papillion Sanitation